Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai.
Please do come in front. So, what is the difference between knowledge and self-knowledge? Tell me.
Knowledge is something you get the information from the books or various sources, where the self-knowledge is like you experience it.
Okay, you get knowledge from outside. And when you implement that knowledge in yourself, it becomes self-knowledge. For implementation of knowledge, what is necessary? Okay, what is the medium through which we access knowledge? How do we gain knowledge? What is the medium? What do we use? What?
Listening and...
That's what we do inside, but before that,
sensory perception and our mind.
Yes, so what goes out of the eyes, what goes out of the five senses to acquire knowledge? What goes out? How do my eyes see? What is it that allows my eyes to see? I'm looking at you. What goes out of my eyes and allows my eyes to see?
Mind. Mind.
Attention. 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 What is attention? What is attention? Who can tell me what is attention? What is the source of attention? Where does attention come from? What is the source of attention?
Attention is different from concentration, right?
No, applying the mind to attention, you can concentrate attention, you can diffuse attention, right? But what is attention? Has anybody thought? You're all spiritual seekers over here. How are you going to seek? What are you going to use to seek?
Your own self.
What will you use? What is the basic thing to use? What currency what is spiritual currency? What is spiritual currency? Attention.
So there is something in us which is capable of perception. We don't know that.
A dead body has eyes, but what doesn't flow out of the eyes? Attention. Attention. Right? So I look at you to see you, I have to pay attention. Like I pay money, I have to pay attention. Right? Okay. What is attention, I'm asking? What is the source of attention? Where does it come from? Mind? Does it come from beyond mind? Does it come from the soul? Does it come from the spirit?
Consciousness.
No. To know what my attention is doing is consciousness. Attention is not consciousness. Please come in front. Please come in front. I like to see people's eyes, whether they're here or they've gone somewhere else. Right? And it's very obvious to me when a person is not here. Right? Okay. Tell me, what is attention? What is the source? Is attention the soul? It is the soul. The soul wants to experience life. It sends a ray of light outside to experience life through the inner instruments of the mind. We call attention as jeev, the soul. Taro jeev kya chotelo che. It's very difficult to translate some things in English. Taro jeev kya chotelo che, we say in Gujarati. Where is your soul stuck? It's stuck with some girl, it's stuck with some, bank balance, etc. Now, what is the difference in attention between man, human beings, animals, and plants? What is the difference in attention? Try to understand, this whole spiritual journey depends on only one thing. Whether you move from Gyan Marg, whether you move from Bhakti Marg, whatever you do, only one thing, attention. Attention comes from there. If you learn to take attention back there, you've realized it. If you've not learned to take attention back there, that's the end. All your knowledge is in vain. Right? The whole practice is everything to do with attention. So attention comes from that soul. It is his, what you call, desire to see life, to hear life, to enjoy life, that he sends attention out of the five senses. Now, what is the difference in attention between animals and man, plant life and man? Tell me. Come on. Think.
So probably the attention from the human being creates the memory, which has the emotional or psychological memory, and I'm not sure.
No, the quality of attention. A plant's attention only goes out. A plant realizes there is water over here, there are nutrients over here, send my roots over there, there is sunlight over here, let me send my leaves over there. A plant can only send the attention out. An animal's attention can only go out. My shelter, my mate, my food. Is there anything fearful around? Right? An man's attention can go out and in. This is the beginning of self-consciousness. You're sitting over here, you're looking at me, I hope you're paying attention, right? But is there an arrow of attention inside, I sitting over here? Then you have begun your spiritual journey. If there is no arrow, the first step has not been taken. This is all there is to it. Can you divide your attention? This division of attention leads to self-consciousness, to awareness. Everything depends upon attention. Attention is the most valuable thing in our lives. And how do we use our attention? We waste it. We waste it in the physical world of things. It goes out, gets stuck with something in a shop, does not come back in. We waste it in the, molecular world of relationships. It goes out, this is my wife and this is my child and this is this. It goes out, it's stuck outside, it never comes back in. Jeev bar chotelo che. We waste it in the electronic world of thought. I am a Hindu, it's stuck over there. I am of this religion, it is stuck over there. I am of this caste, it is stuck over there. I am male, it is stuck over there. I am female, it is stuck over there. And truth has nothing to do with any of this. That is why when we say this attention is stuck in the physical, the molecular, the electronic, Om Bhu Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitu Varenyam. The Rishi is saying, you want to go on that journey, but first your attention is stuck everywhere. How are you going to go on the journey? You don't even have the money to buy the ticket. This taking away attention back inside, this is the beginning of Vairagya. The ability to hold attention inside is Abhyas. Abhyasa Vairagya Bhyam Tan Nirodha Satu Dirga Kale Nairantarye Satkar Asevitu Drad Bhumi. You're sitting over here again, I'm asking you, is there an arrow of attention inside? Who am I? If there is not, you're gone. This moment has gone. And that is the difficulty. When we try to hold the attention inside, we can't hold it for more than a fraction of a second. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens when we take our attention inside. What kind of scenery do we see? Okay? See, the whole Gita starts from this. Arjuna is telling Krishna, please take my chariot between the two armies. Is our chariot between the two armies or is it stuck in the outer army? Please take my chariot in between the two armies. One arrow of attention outside, one arrow of attention inside. All spiritual practice starts with division of attention. Now I'm looking at you. What am I thinking inside? Each moment. When I see your faces, I know whether there is like or dislike. If there is like, what is the inner state? And if there is dislike, what is the inner state? And who is this labeling each moment as like and dislike? Who is it within me that is labeling each moment as like and dislike? Ego. How do we recognize the ego? How do we recognize the ego? The only way is that every moment in life, it is applying a label like and dislike. And unless we are free of that labeling, we can never be free of the ego. Please understand, I'm not talking about the instinctive understanding of comfortable and not comfortable. The instinctive center is active. It has to know whether a certain moment has danger or does not have danger. But we label it, I like this, I do not like this. I like this religion, I do not like this religion. And as long as we have this inner like and dislike, we cannot love. It's not possible. We cannot forgive, because I will like one and I will dislike another. And in love there is freedom from like and dislike. All talk about love is nonsense. Because the talk should be how to be free of liking and disliking. Right? If Jesus says, if you love your, if you love your brother and hate your friend, you don't love at all. If you like one and dislike the other. Can you see what is the cause of all violence in the world? What is the cause? Tell me. Dislike. This whole spiritual journey, if you want to put it into one small phrase, is freedom from dislike. Freedom from dislike. But I like him and I don't like him, and I like this and I don't like this. And today children have a whole library of likes and dislikes. And this, as long as we label each moment like and dislike, we are in a state of sleep. We've identified with the moment. There is no consciousness. I hope I'm coming across in what I'm saying. So today we are going to talk a little bit about self-observation. Now, what is an anomaly in this word self-observation? Can anyone tell me? What is the anomaly in this word self-observation?
Who observes?
What is in this word self-observation? There's some contradictory thing over here. What is the contradiction?
Then there is
Self.
self.
If it is self, then there is no observation.
Very good.
It's just the experience.
Right? The self, to observe, there must be separation. Can the self observe the self? But why do we call it self-observation? Why do we call it? Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Why do we call it self-observation?
Because first there is a self. So by observing it, we come to realize that this is the state of our mind.
Because we observe everything, whatever we observe is not self. That which can be observed is not self. I see you, there is like or dislike that leads to a mood of good or bad, and I observe that mood is not self. Can you understand? The whole process is not of realizing the self is already realized. There's nothing to do about realizing the self. There's no journey of who am I. There's a journey of who am I not. What is not I? What is not I? That is what the journey is about. Now today we are going to talk about inner states. Inner states. And this is the first level of self-observation. You're sitting over here. Are you observing your inner state? Now please, I know that you have been listening to some videos and things and all that. So I request you to put all your knowledge on the side. Right? Become young children again. Don't let this monkey inside interpret everything I'm saying. Right? Keep the monkey on the side for some time. I know you have a lot of knowledge. So just keep the monkey on the side and try to listen with fresh ears and try to see with fresh eyes. Try to listen with an open heart. Now, the first thing, when I label a moment like or I label a moment dislike, what inner state does it lead to? What inner state? We are talking about basic self-observation. What inner state does it lead to?
Being happy.
If I like, it is a positive state. If it is dislike, it is a negative state. I am in a good mood or I am in a bad mood. What is my inner state? At this moment, what is my inner state? Am I in a good state or am I in a bad state? Let us start from here. Now, the first thing we have to understand is on what does my happiness depend? Otherwise, there can be no self-observation. On what does my happiness depend? Come on, I think most of us are over 60. I'm going to be 60 next month, the month after next. Yeah? So, on what does our happiness depend? Come on. Does it still depend on something outside? Maybe my son passes the exam, I'm happy. Maybe my daughter gets married, I'm happy. Maybe I go to a good restaurant, I'm happy. Or have you found a source of happiness in spite of all this? When life is bad, when life is cruel, can you still be happy? If the events of life bring pain and suffering, can you still be happy? As long as our happiness is dependent on something happening outside, we are slaves to life. We live this slavery. At this age, we should actually think inside that how many desires are unfulfilled. Because as long as those desires are unfulfilled, the attention is always going to go out. It can never go in. Forget about this. Go fulfill your desires and be finished with it. Nothing is going to happen. It's a waste of time. But if you've come to a certain situation, you've come to a certain, at least intellectual understanding, that desire can lead me nowhere, then starts the process of inner self-observation. Then you'll be able to observe your inner state. Otherwise, the attention is going to go out only. Now please understand, many desires, they lurk between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. One lady, she once phoned me and said, I am free of all desire. I said, very good. I said, when your son goes out from the home, deep down, is there a desire that nothing should happen to him on the road? He said, yes, that is still there. I said, where are you free of desire? Between the subconscious mind and unconscious mind, there's a whole layer of desires which we can't see. Our consciousness is a very feeble thing. It's a torch with the batteries absolutely run down. With that, what are we going to see in life? So, just come to this thing that are there any desires left unfulfilled? Better go and be finished with them. Better make an understanding with them. The second thing is that many of us have this mistaken idea that these desires are no longer in me. I'm 60 years old, so I'll say, okay, when I was 20, I was attracted to beautiful girls, right? And of course, today that desire is no longer in. You've got to check inside. You've got to check inside. With age, have you made some kind of agreement with that desire? And it's always an agreement. It is always an agreement. It's very rare to see a person who is free of desire. So, first of all, please go through your desires, what is left in life. The second obstacle is this monkey which is chattering all the time. Even now as you're listening to me, the monkey is chattering. It's very rare to see a pair of eyes, and when you look beyond the eyes, you see the monkey is silent. I have seen 5 or 6 in my lifetime. Many people walk on the path. It's that one rare person whose monkey calms down. People can become presidents of countries, they can win Nobel Prizes, right? Get awards upon awards, they can make all the money in the world, but the monkey does not calm down. Right? Somewhere Vivekananda said, to calm this monkey is an effort of a lifetime. It is a gamble, because by the end of your life you don't know whether it will calm down or not calm. And he says that even if you gamble and by the end of the life the monkey does not calm down, it is worth gambling. It is worth gambling. All these meditation techniques are nothing but practices to make the monkey calm down. So these are obstacles. I wish I could talk on the inner chatter, but some other day. Some other day. What is this inner chatter? How to observe the inner chatter. But today we are going to observe our states. Now, so the first thing we observe when we look inside is whether I am in a positive state or negative state. If I am complaining, which state am I in? About anything. I am always in a negative state. Whether I am complaining about the cricket team, whether I am complaining about the weather, I am always in a negative state. The first thing my guru, when I met him, he said, in a disciple's dictionary, you cancel the word complaining. Complaining. A seeker in spirituality does not complain about anything. About anything. The minute you complain, you stop being a disciple. Difficult, no? So let us do one thing. Today is Tuesday, let's say Thursday. Thursday we are all going to fast. And the fasting is no complaining. No complaining about anything. You have to get the will to walk on this path. You need inner will, you need inner strength. And that is not going to come by living the life we do. You have to decide, Thursday, no complaining. Second thing is blaming. Blaming. Finding fault with others. No one else is ever at fault if you are a seeker. If you really want to look for that truth, no one else is ever at fault. I had one girl, she came to meet me. Actually, one friend of mine came with this girl and he said, I want to marry this girl. So I was looking in the eyes of the girl and I saw something very different from the normal eyes you see around. So I said, you just go for a walk, I want to talk to her alone. So I said, just tell me your story. So she said, when I was 22, I got married. My father married me to this guy. It was a very bad marriage. He would hit me every day. And I couldn't take it any longer, so I came back home. My father said, I don't want to hear you go back there. Didn't know what to do, so one day I just jumped from the 6th floor balcony. And she broke so many bones. Luckily she survived and she went through. And in one of those operations she was in deep pain and she had a vision. And in that vision she said, my husband was not hitting me I had invited him to hit me. See, we only see the world through our five senses. We have no knowledge of cause and effect. Here somebody has gone to a thinking beyond the five senses, and suddenly she realizes that within her there was sanskar, and that sanskar had invited this husband and had invited this situation. If she wants to be free of that situation, the only thing she can do is change the sanskar. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? She came to this realization, my husband was not at fault. I was at fault. I invited this situation. So any seeker on the path, the first thing, he never blames anyone else. No one else is ever at fault. If I'm still finding fault with others, then I've lost my way somewhere. No one else is ever at fault. I am responsible. Only if you are responsible will you move from reacting in the present moment to responding in the present moment. This inner sense of responsibility. We react all the time. Can you see that inner liking and disliking is the beginning of reaction? Reaction. Can you see? Can we come to a state in life where we don't react? To be free of reaction. Okay. Now, we'll start. Now, we see many people in life who have everything that life can provide, whether you call it comforts and more than comforts, luxuries, but still they are not happy. And a person who may not have anything may still be happy, right? So, there is an outer event, I have everything in life, and there is an inner state, am I happy or unhappy? We live in these two worlds simultaneously. The outer world of events, the inner world of states. If I ask you today, what did you do today? You will say, okay, I got up at this time. I had breakfast. I say, what did you have in breakfast? You'll say, I had this in breakfast, jam and toast, whatever. Right? What are you talking about? Outer events. When I ask you, how has your life been? What will you talk about? Outer events. How many of us know what inner states you went through since you got up in the morning? How many of us? None of us. How many of us know what inner state there was 5 minutes ago? Can you see? The inside is in darkness. Please understand, I'm talking about self-knowledge over here. And we are going to come back to that. All outside knowledge, the attention goes outside. All of science's attention outside. Self-knowledge is attention inside. Since morning, you don't remember what states you went through. There has been no attention inside. But we gather all kinds of knowledge from outside. You write down something, you hear some recording of something. What about looking inside? Our real life is our inner states, not the outer event. Can we bring the right state to meet the outer event? Supposing I'm on a hill station, right? It's a beautiful outer situation. Everything is so lovely, but I'm in depression, right? The wrong inner state for the outer event. I'm looking forward to a vacation, to go somewhere, and I go with the family, and we are traveling somewhere. But am I in the right inner state? If I'm complaining with the coolie all the time, if I'm complaining about the aeroplane being late all the time, if I'm complaining with the waiter all the time, then am I in the right state for the vacation? No. So outer event does not guarantee inner state. Only consciousness guarantees inner state. And the beginning of consciousness is what inner state am I in right now? What state am I in? And inner states change moment to moment. You praise me, I have a good inner state. Somebody phones me that I'm not coming to meet you, my state goes from good to bad. So these inner states are fluctuating all the time. So you're sitting here, your eyes go away somewhere. You're not here. You're not here. How are you going to observe the inner states? The quality of your attention is only so poor. So poor. That is why I teach these breathing exercises. I teach these breathing exercises to bring your attention to at least that state where you can start looking inside. That is why I put so much emphasis on breathing exercises. Forget who am I, forget self-observation. For us it is just mental gymnastics. We don't have the quality of attention to do it. We don't have the quality of attention to walk on the path. Now, is there a relationship between the inner state and the outer event? Come on.
Just give an example.
I'm going to give an example.
No, you just give an example also about that girl.
You know, where I live is a small town. It's right on the sea. And there's a huge ashram over there. Until recently I was living in the ashram. And on and off I lecture in the ashram. And one day I was lecturing on inner states and outer events as we are talking now. And one person who was there, and he was a very authentic person, he says, I want to say something. And he says that I've always observed the first hour after waking up in the morning. If in that hour after waking up in the morning, if I go into any negative state, I note it down and I observe the events which come to meet me in the next 3-4 days. And in the first hour, when I don't have a negative thought or a negative state, of course thoughts and states are different, I'm going to come to that. When I don't have a negative state, the events in the next 3-4 days are different. Okay, now I'm again asking you the same question. Is there a relationship between inner state and outer event?
The inner state projects onto the outer.
The inner state invites the outer event. What is karma? What is karma? Come on. What is karma? Is karma outer event or inner state? Is karma outer event or inner state?
Inner state.
Inner state. Inner state. Just a small example. I've been traveling quite a bit. Somebody's home here, somebody's home here. I love to. The play of life is so beautiful. No? The play of life is so beautiful. Even when there's suffering, it's beautiful. Right? Nothing can take away the beauty of life. So, here somebody's washing the dishes with water. Now, another person is standing. Okay, there's no water in California. Use less water. Right? We waste water, etc., etc. Good thing he said. Good thing he says. Of course, I was observing his face. Right? Now, this is a simple example. I'm sure all of you all have seen this example. What is the karma? Come on, now. What is the karma?
Karmas are those who are done by our 5 karma indriyas.
Easy, sir. Easy. Here I'm saying karma is the inner state. It is the inner state.
Sir, with due respect, karmas are carried out by mind. In Gita, 3rd chapter, 4th slok.
I told you, keep all that knowledge on the side. Forget the Gita. What is the karma over here?
Dissatisfaction. Karma here is to listen to you.
No, in the example.
Having less
In this example, sir, try to concentrate in this example. Don't bring the Gita in.
person who is telling him to
When he's saying this, there is a feeling of meritoriousness. I am saying something good. I am saying something good. Can you understand? Supposing I am giving some money to a beggar, I am doing something good. Have you seen this feeling in you? I help a friend, there is a feeling of meritoriousness. No, you're right. Am I coming across? Does the karma come of helping with the water or of the feeling of meritoriousness? Feeling of meritoriousness. See how blind we are to life. Each moment, the inner state. I am telling him you don't use water, but I am feeling very, very good inside. Can you understand what I am trying to say? Little Jack Horner sat in a corner, eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb, pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." This is all we say throughout our life. What a good boy am I. Get it? The karma is that feeling of meritoriousness. That is the seed which I have sown at that moment. Without self-observation, there will just be ignorance. Reading of books is just going to increase the ignorance. Because you've not applied that knowledge inside. So, now we want to know initially what state am I in. Now is that state going to invite an event? Come on, tell me. What kind of event? What kind of event? We are today here to talk about inner states, outer events. Because we are talking, it is karma. How does it invite the event? How does it invite the event?
Event that is consistent with the consistent.
Supposing we were to call this feeling of meritoriousness, in Sanskrit what would we call it? Mad. Mad. I am intoxicated with a good feeling. Mad. Right? We start from Mooladhar, Lobh, we go to Swadhisthana, Kam, we come to Manipura, Krodh, we come to Anahata, Moh, we come to Vishuddhi, we say Matsa, and then in all the 5 chakras is Mad, intoxication. Mad. Right? So, this mad, this intoxication that I have done something good. Which seed have I sown? Mad. Now, how is it going to invite another event? Come.
there can be 2 responses from the person.
Nothing to do with the person. I'm asking you, that seed I have sown at that moment, how is it going to invite an outer event? How is it going to invite?
So some kind of situation can create which can challenge the thing is like a harm is not.
Repeat of the same
Exactly. Repeat of what?
mother.
Right. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. It will bring a situation where I will repeat the same. What happens in this repetition? what happens in this repetition?
There is accumulation.
Accumulation of
Karma.
sanskar. That sanskar becomes karma, invites the karma. Can you see the law over here? Can you see the law? That it is has nothing to do with the outer event. It has everything to do with the inner state. Then in my life I am going to invite more and more events where my ego becomes more and more powerful. And I've forgotten my aim, that I've come here to dissolve my ego. We keep forgetting our aim, you know. Bhakti yogi is called remembering of aim as Surati. Remembering of aim as Surati. Let's take another example. That is why I said keep all your knowledge on the side, because I have not yet seen a single commentary on karma which is true.
Even you don't trust Gita?
So please, try to understand.
You are making a statement which are contradictory to Gita.
This is not a contradictory statement.
You are saying that you have not seen even a statement whose
Commentary.
Yeah, commentary.
I'm not talking about the Gita, I'm talking about a commentary on the Gita. Not the Gita, I'm talking about the commentary on the Gita.
Those who are God realized,
Exactly.
they comment on Gita, that will be perfect.
Then you're in the wrong place, sir. You're in the wrong place. Okay. Again, now let's try to see this in another way. Every event in life, it is born out of three causes. Right? The instrumental cause, the material cause. Let's take two causes. We will not take the third cause. The third cause is too far away for us. Let us take these two. Do we see these two causes in our life? Supposing somebody hits me on the road and I get angry. What is the cause? What is the cause?
I was angry inside.
Yeah, so
He invited the other outer.
normally we will say that person hit me, that is why I got angry.
I invited.
But can I see that the anger was already inside of me? And if there was no anger inside of me, would I get angry? So, the instrumental cause, the nimit karan, is that person hitting me. The anger already lying in me is the material cause, the upadan karan. Can you understand? Say a potter is making a pot, clay is the material cause, the potter is the instrumental cause. If there is no clay, can the potter make a pot? No. He needs a material called clay. I must first have the material called anger. Only then is it possible for me to get angry. If I don't have the material, even if 1,000 potters come and hit me this way, then can I get angry? Because the material called anger is not lying within me. Can you understand this? This is simple, right? This material is called sanskar. Now you understand what I'm trying to say. How the inner state invites the outer events. This material is called sanskar. If I have time, I'll go into how memory becomes sanskar at the end of life. Now, I have 100 rupees of anger lying in my safe deposit vault. Right? A situation comes in front where somebody insults me. Now what is happening? Tell me. How is the karma formed? Tell me.
My anger wants to get out, to get relief.
Out of that 100 rupees, say 1 rupee comes from the unconscious mind to the conscious mind. I get angry. So 1 rupee becomes 2 rupees. How much goes back? 2. So now how much is lying inside? 101. Is it going to invite more events in life which will make me angry? It has to, because from 101 it wants to become 102. This is the simple law of karma. This is the simple law. Right? Now, if I am in a state of self-observation, I watch this anger coming out, I observe this anger, I don't express it. Initially I don't express it outside, then I don't express it inside. In that moment, that from that 100 rupees, 1 rupee of anger came out, I am free of that anger, because only the person who is watching remains, the anger goes away. The very watching, I'm not struggling with it. Please understand, I'm not controlling it. I only brought observation, only light against darkness. The light of observation against the darkness of anger. And in that it goes away. So now, how much is left inside? 99. Have I changed my structure? Have I changed my karma? Have I changed myself? In that very moment of self-observation of that anger, I change my past. All that I had collected has gone away, and tomorrow the future changes. Maybe tomorrow, if some accident was going to come to meet me, it was going to come to meet that 100 anger, but now there is 99. Can that accident meet me tomorrow? It cannot, because I have changed. The person whom that accident was going to come to meet is no longer there. Can you see the relationship between inner state and outer events? This is the relationship. Self-observation is the key, where you start observing each moment. Am I in a positive state or negative state? Now we are going to go a little further into this. Am I clear up till here? Would you like to go a little deeper into this? Yeah.
The part where you said it's for repetition, that part is not clear.
Supposing I get angry on you, right? So I am expressing the anger. 1 rupee came out. 1 rupee big, because of my expression it became 2 rupees. So now how much is there inside? 101. Right? It is going to invite more events in life where it can become 102. So what are the quality of events which are going to come to meet me in life? Not yet got it.
No, probably
That
means.
earlier example of where you mentioned about the merit of
About the?
about the water, right?
Huh?
That part I did not see why. Yeah, mother part. Where I tell someone you shouldn't waste water, and I feel meritorious about it. Why would I repeat it again? What would instigate me to repeat it?
You have sown a seed of meritoriousness. That is what I am trying to see. That seed of meritoriousness will invite a further situation where I want to express my meritoriousness. You understand? I may go and give a donation somewhere, and I feel meritorious. You get it? No harm in giving a donation. What I am talking about is observe the feeling of meritoriousness.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please do, please.
So in that situation where somebody was saying that the water is less, so let us be careful, and he was saying that the statement is meritorious and is a sign of mother, then we should keep mum or we should say something.
Sir, you have not understood what I am saying, sir. I am talking about self-observation.
So
I am not talking about the outer event. Please understand, please try to understand.
No, I'm trying to understand.
Sir.
There are some doubts. So, do you think your self-observation is nothing but viveka?
That is why I said keep all your knowledge on the side, sir. Vivek is conscience.
And
When I feel the truth, it is Vivek. When I know the truth, it is Prajna.
And self-observation is what then?
That is the beginning of moving towards Vivek. It is moving towards Vivek. But I don't want to bring in these words because we have all this knowledge and we feel we know.
No, it's okay, sir. But there are some doubts, that's what we are getting.
That is why I am trying to tell you, just try to listen.
Okay.
Put the phone down, sir. Then
No, I'm noting down.
No, put it down. Don't note down. Listen. Listen. In listening, in one moment of understanding is worth 100 moments of noting down. One moment of understanding, when you die, you will carry it across. All this noting down will remain over here. Increase your understanding. There's no point in noting down. When my guru was there, we were never allowed to note down. We had to remain in that state. One moment our eyes would go this way, he would whack us from here. Right? In the whole lecture, not even a single moment of daydreaming was allowed. We were not allowed to move our hands and feet this way. Had to be there. So now, instead of noting down, understand. Noting down is information. Understanding comes from the heart. Noting down is in the head. Understanding is a quality of love because love comes from the heart. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not concerned about the saving water or not saving the water. That is very good, you save the water, very important. But when I'm telling somebody, you please save water, I am having a feeling of goodness. Am I observing that feeling of goodness or not? That is my concern. That feeling of goodness is sowing a seed for something in the future. This is what I am trying to bring across to you. We remain under the illusion that I have done something good, but we have sown a wrong seed. Please do save as much water as possible. It has nothing to do with what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to divide the two things. Observe what feeling you are having inside. Yes, sir.
Okay, in that example, is it possible to say water without feeling that sense?
Very good. Very, very good. This is the question. This is the question. Right? In that very self-observation of the feeling of goodness, will it remain? It will dissolve. I will say the same thing without the feeling I'm doing something good. Can you understand? From a state of consciousness. I live the same life, but now it will be a conscious act, right action. I don't know, I'm coming across in this.
Yeah, I think in that example, a person who is observing can do hundreds of those things, but he may not have that sense of meritoriousness. It becomes his natural nature.
Natural nature. To do without the feeling of meritoriousness. But it automatically comes. It automatically comes. So what I was trying to say is that how the inner state invites the future event. Have we understood a little, sir?
No, I do understand, but there is something in between. That's what I repeatedly asking you a question. If you allow me,
yes, please do.
I will get that
please do.
Sir, what I know is the antahkaran, which is the inner state, is nothing but the mind and soul together, not it. Now soul is under the control of mind and mind is under the control of senses. There are 10 senses, 5 karma indriyas and 5 knowledge indriyas. So mind is working under these 10 indriyas. So our outer activities are nothing but controlled by these our 10 indriyas. So inner states are nothing but the states of mind which are due to Satogur, Rajogur, Tamoguras. If I am wrong, maybe.
Sir, you are very true. I am not saying you are wrong, but you are still very wrong. What you are saying is absolutely true, but it is not your inner knowledge, self-knowledge. It is accumulated knowledge. Right? Okay, I'm going to explain, and I'm going to divert from our topic today to answer his question. How do these inner instruments work? First of all, the soul is not an inner instrument. The soul is not an inner instrument. There are three. Antakaran is made of three instruments: man, buddhi, aham. It is made of three. You tell me how they are working. Very true, they are connected with the 5 sense organs and the 5 organs of action. But you explain to me how they work. Then I'll say that the knowledge has become yours. Otherwise, it is information.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, please do. I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. You see, there is one more sentence to be added according to me. That mind is getting energy from the soul. The soul is there as a provider of energy to the mind. Whatever we eat, we are protecting our body, which is made out of 5 tattva: Chitijal, Pava, Gagan, Samira. Okay, so let's come to the how senses are working. So senses are collecting information because they are attached to the objects. Those are given to the chit part of the mind, and analysis are done there, and then sent to buddhi, intellect, to make a decision. And after buddhi decides, it passes on those information to ahankar, ego, for action. That is why the inner side things are decided, and most of the time we are working because of our ahankar, which is ego, and selfishness. This is what I have learned so far from Gita. My knowledge may be limited.
Okay. Let us just try. I don't have a board, but I'll try to explain to you. The inner instruments are 3. Man, we'll take out the word man, we'll use the word manas. We'll use the word from yoga, manas. Buddhi, aham. Right? The manas is connected with the 5 sense organs and the 5 organs of action, as you said. Very true. What does this manas do? Every moment, what is this manas doing? I look at you, it is breaking you down into what? Come on. It is breaking. Are you coming in or is something else coming in? See, we are talking about darshan now. We are talking about darshan. Atha yoga darshanam. Are you coming in or something else coming in from the eyes?
You see, when you say you, we are the human.
No. What is coming in? What is coming in is electromagnetic impulses. The soul throws attention on you, right? That attention breaks you down into electromagnetic impulses. These electromagnetic impulses in the Shastra are called as tan matra. Tan matra. Matra means measure, minimum. What is the minimum measure of impulses I need to recreate your image on the brain inside, in the chitta inside? Am I coming across in this?
You are good, yeah.
Yes. So I am not looking at you. When I look at you, see, you are broken down into electromagnetic impulses. Those are flowing through my eyes or the other senses. They are recreated inside. This recreated image inside, what does yoga call it? Come on. What does yoga call it? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It calls it as vritti. That which is vibrating. The word vibrating comes from vritti. That which is vibrating as per the original. Can you understand? This is done by the manas. The manas goes out through the 5 senses, breaks you down, brings you inside, recreates you inside. This is the work of the manas. Now the manas divides you into 5 different atoms. What you call the 5 elements. You are sitting on a chair, there is a feeling of support. The manas analyzes that. You are chewing something in your mouth, there's a feeling of taste. The manas analyzes that. This analysis is done by the 5 chakras. The feeling of support is done by Mooladhara. The feeling of taste is done by Swadhisthana. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? The feeling of whether you're feeling hot or cold is done by anahata. All these chakras are a part of the manas. Each moment these impressions are coming in the form of electromagnetic impulses. They're analyzing everything in their laboratory. So much of Prithvi Tattva, so much of this Tattva, and all that is recreating this image inside. Am I clear on this point?
Yeah.
Then all that which has been analyzed goes to the aham. The aham attaches a label. I like it or dislike it. Every moment the aham is attaching a label. I like it or I dislike it. Then the aham takes that analysis, it takes its label of like and dislike and goes to the buddhi. The buddhi throws light upon it. That light, you are right, it comes from the soul. Not the energy. Not the energy. Attention is not energy. Right? Attention is something way beyond energy. Soul does not give energy. Soul has nothing to do with energy. Soul is pure vibration. Right? It throws light. The buddhi throws light and then it makes a decision. It gives that decision to the aham. The aham takes that decision, gives it to the manas. The manas brought in everything from the organs of action. Now it gives it to the organs of, brought it from the sense organs. Now it gives it to the organs of action. Let's take an example. I go to a shop of sweets. I see a beautiful sweet. Right? So the manas goes out, sees that sweet, breaks it down into electromagnetic impulses, brings it in, analyzes it, puts it on the chitta and on the brain inside, and the image is created. Immediately the ego comes in, the aham comes in, it attaches a label, very nice, I like it. It takes that to the buddhi, the buddhi looks upon it, throws light, it says no, but it increases diabetes, it tells the aham, no. The minute the aham gets no, it gives that answer to the manas. The manas gives it to the organ of action. The hand puts the sweet back down. Okay, you understand? Now, I go next day again into the sweet shop. Again the manas goes outside. It sees the sweet, breaks it down, brings it in, takes it to the aham. The aham attaches a label, I like it. Right? But then the memory of what I had done yesterday is there inside. This memory is called as chitta. Man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. Chitta. It is a library. Yesterday when you took this to the buddhi said, no, today you bypass him. Tell him, go to hell. You tell the manas, directly you tell the hand, pick it up and put it in the mouth. You see? This is something new created. Memory, chitta. Past pattern, the repetition of past pattern. Right? It is this which yoga is concerned with, this action which is created out of memory. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodh. This vritti which was created out of this memory. Can you understand how this is working? The whole life we bypass the buddhi. The whole life. Everything we do is from memory. And as long as memory is functioning, buddhi is not functioning. You tell me even 5 seconds of the day when you were sitting without memory.
Memory, you are saying, is chitta. So it has nothing to do with the brain.
That is the problem in yoga, because there is no clear definition of chitta in yoga. The whole of the Yoga Sutra is not given a clear definition of only one word, chitta. He has left it to you. Chitta is attention also, chitta is brain also, chitta is memory also. And that is the whole beauty of the Yoga Sutra.
Chitta is subtle and brain is physical.
Physical and subtle is chitta. There is a physical brain, there is a subtle brain. That is the manas we are talking about.
So if I make a statement which just I understand that man or chitta is a software and it is sending information to the brain with wireless. I mean, chitta is not connected to the brain physically, but sending informations to the brain.
I've given you the whole process. Sir.
Yeah, understand. और उसमें some questions है साहब, इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ.
हाँ.
ये जो आप मनस की बात कर रहे हो, वो सब सही है, लेकिन आप कह रहे हो कि मनस जो है वो चित्त से साथ connected नहीं है, if I understand correctly.
I said the manas is connected to the 5 sense organs and the 5 organs of action. It analyzes everything and gives it to the aham. The aham attaches a label and it gives it to the buddhi. So now when the chitta, the memory comes in, it bypasses the buddhi and it works with the memory. The memory. This memory, this library of memory which we call tendencies, sanskar, is called as chitta.
Yeah, chitta.
Can we proceed on there?
That's I think that's what I was trying to reflect.
Right.
If you don't mind, we were told you tell us some breathing exercises, and so maybe you can settle some of these questions offline. If you would be kind enough to, in the interest of time, would that be okay?
Okay, I'm going to stop this. We're going on the wrong path.
No,